Hello everyone on YouTube, Yogi Parks here. I wanted to create this short meditation. It's actually a Yogi's Confession Meditation. Uh, Previous to some of the videos that I created where I was being authentic and honest with some of the things that I'm working with. What I want to talk to you guys today about, or what I want to confess today or be honest about, is there are times when I am so judgmental. Like even like when I say that, I can think about all the times that, I'm walking around my district here in Ho Chi Minh City and I'm looking around and I'm noticing people and I'm observing what they're wearing, what they're looking like, and I'm, making assumptions about who they are and judging them. And it's funny, like, when I wrote the note, I thought that I wanted to do this talk and meditation several days ago. So, which actually clues you into how long I've been thinking about how I'm quite judgmental, actually. So it's literally probably been like a good, you know, I would say almost week. It's been 6 days that I've really been contemplating heavily on, wow, you are really judgmental, and facing it and looking right at it. I still need to go deeper into it. But so back to what I was saying 2 seconds ago, when I was writing my little like side note to remember, do this meditation, do this talk, I realized when I was spelling out judgmental, there's actually two parts to that word, judge and mental, and I obviously am a mental health advocate, so I'm always going to be very careful, when careful with the words and the things that I say. But when I look at the word judgmental and I break it down into two parts, and I break it down into judge and mental, it was very clear to me, right in my face, that God, judging people makes you mental. It's right there, like the definition of truly what actually judgmental really is in my mind now, is judging people, creates dis-ease within ourselves. Judgmental. When you're judging, you become mental. And that's what I want to be careful about as someone that I struggle with two mental health disorders. If you haven't seen some of my videos already, or if you haven't seen some of my videos yet, I work with having bipolar 2 disorder and obsessive compulsive disorder every single day. Really, my OCD is really what I struggle the most with. So, as someone that struggles with mental health every day, every moment throughout the day, I want to be careful when I use the word mental in any regard. But back to what I was saying, judgmental. Judging people makes you mental. And I don't mean mental in the way that like, oh, you have a mental health disorder. So anybody in my tribe, I hope I'm not offending. I don't mean to offend. I'm a part of the tribe and I'm using this word in this way. So I don't mean mental, like mental health disorder, but I do mean that judging people makes you have dis-ease, discomfort within yourself in some regard, in many, many regards, and there's so many layers to that. You're not going to feel dis-ease or discomfort, like not all dis-ease and not all discomfort is the same, so there's various degrees of it. But it's very clear to me that judgmental, judging people makes you mental. It can give you dis-ease, mental dis-ease, mental discomfort in some regard. So in the past 6 days, I've just been so authentic with myself, or not authentic, I've been real with myself that, wow, you judge people a lot still, and I'm trying to be a yogi, a real yogi, like someone that's yoked with God, found union with God, self-realization. My deepest and my passion is God, loving God and experiencing God in this waking reality. So, oh my God, what an identity crisis. Here I am. I am judgmental. I am totally judgmental. And that's something I need to really look at and face. And I'll be honest with you guys, for me, it's very that type of judgmental, which I'm sure I'm going to look even further into it. But I know on the surface level at the moment that usually when I'm judging people, it has to do with I'm seeing something wrong inside them. I'm looking at something wrong, like something that I see as maybe is not the highest vibration or the highest way of being or the best way of being, and I'm observing that, which a good friend of mine literally pointed out to me, in a moment that I was doing this, and I was actually observing another teacher, spiritual teacher, and I was just making, a commentary just on, this teacher was coming off a little mean and aggressive, and I was judging that teacher, in that moment, and I had to, and she pointed out to me, wow, you don't know what's going on in that moment, which truly I don't, and I'm making this judgment onto this teacher that, the teacher's being mean and aggressive, and I'm really the one that's actually being maybe not mean, but I'm really the one that's actually not in alignment with my highest because I'm judging the teacher. I'm busy observing the teacher and finding out, what is she doing wrong in this moment? You know what I mean? So for me, I find that a lot of my judgments come from that place of looking at what other people are doing wrong, or when they're not on their highest, and observing that, and making notes to myself, well, you don't want to, seeing that in them, and you don't want to be that way yourself. So, which, on some layer, there is some truth to that, because we do need to make observations, have right discernment, and know what's, okay, like, this is something that I like, this is something I like, I want to aspire to be that way. Oh, and see, even right there, that was a little bit of judgment, but seeing sometimes, that's someone's way of being, and that's perfect, and they're perfect. I want to be a different way. So, and when I was thinking about creating this talk and this meditation, it was kind of already leading me in that direction, and this way of seeing why am I judging people, and kind of like having to come to terms with, okay, we have to see, have discernment, see what's right, or, see what works and what doesn't work for ourselves, but how do we see what does and what doesn't work for ourselves, or how do we get inspired in the way that we want to be in our own lives without saying what someone else is doing is wrong, because that's wrong. That's wrong. That is wrong to say that what someone else is doing or what they have or whatever is wrong. So I think it's compassionate. I think we have to have unconditional, loving, compassionate, just discernment, for ourselves when we decide the paths, that our personal paths, and how we want to be in our own lives, how we want to show up. We have to make sure that we don't judge others. We don't say what they are doing is wrong, or how their being is wrong, but just identifying in ourselves how we want to be. So in that way that I find myself being judgmental, and like I said, I need to go deeper into it because I'm sure it's not just that. But in that way, I have found that I think this is, as like the Buddha would say, like the middle way. is unconditionally loving, being compassionate, and what everyone is doing is right. Who we all are is all right. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm thinking, I don't even know. Who we all are is all right. All right. And we're all perfect. I really do believe that. And though some people would argue we're perfect in our imperfections, I just think we're perfect. Even our flaws are perfect. All right, you guys. So that was my honest that was my honest confession. I'm working on, getting rid of my judgmental patterns and behaviors. And I don't know how this confession will be received. I don't think necessarily so many people are, I don't know how many people are going to receive someone that's trying to be a yogi confessing that they're judgmental all the time. But it feels good to me to put it out there with you guys and just, talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into our meditation. So we'll do just a quick, since I blabbered on for forever, we'll do just like a quick 5-minute quality meditation. And I think for this meditation, just surrender our judgmental behavior and just give out love, or just get in your bliss. I'm just gonna zip my lips. Here we go. So let's go ahead, sit up nice and straight, get a comfortable seat, sit up nice and straight, and close your eyes. Here we go. 5 minutes has begun. bring our awareness back to our bodies. If you went deep into your meditation or went deep into bliss, whatever, let's go ahead and come back to the awareness of your breath as well. So awareness of body, awareness of breath, and begin to move your body a little bit. And let's go ahead, let's bring our palms over our eyes. Open your eyes to the palms of your hand. Just keep your palms there for a moment. Take a few breaths. And then let's go out slowly, while keeping your gaze to the center of your palms. Take the palms away from your face and come back. And thank you guys so much for joining me for this confession meditation, Yogi Confession Meditation. I know we kind of just like jumped right into the meditation from the talk. That might have been a little shocking, but next time I promise when we do an exciting Yogi Confession Meditation, we'll transition a little bit more smoothly. All right, you guys, again, namaste, much love.